Prior to industrialization and human interaction, the slough was an ideal nesting site and habitat for a multitude of bird species as well as other creatures. To humans, however, it was never seen to be beneficial. In the 1930s, with the hunger for oil increasing, explorative drilling took place on the south side of the slough. This was the beginning of a long, destructive alteration of the slough that would eventually lead to its downfall.
It was part of the estuary of the San Diego River historically. The San Diego River was really interesting. When it wanted to, it used to go into San Diego Bay, and then when it wanted to, it went into Mission Bay. And so this is the southern tip of Mission Bay, historically.
When the Ocean Beach trolley tracks were built, the slough became separated from Mission Bay. Fill dirt was also placed along what is now West Point Loma Boulevard because of temporary construction related to World War II. There was little thought into what effects this could have on the ecosystem and the well-being of the slough.
At the time, they just thought of this as being a storm drain, a place for the water from this watershed to go and then run out into the ocean without them having to pay to build pipes to do it. So it was just a cheap watershed, or a cheap storm drain mechanism that allowed the slough to survive.
To further the destruction already done, during the 1970s, construction began around the slough. This site filled in 2 acres of land to build on top of.
We think that Mr. Hall owned the slough at that time, and that another fellow, Jerry Sheldon, had an option that he was the one that wanted to develop it. And it was a long legal struggle to keep it from being developed independently. And finally, what happened is that he sold his interest in the slough to the city, and is now being managed as a natural park.
This caused the public to realize why the slough was important. The city ended up buying the land in order to protect it from being illegally developed again.
What you see over there, those are all built on what used to be wetland. So when they wanted to excavate Mission Bay, there was lots of extra dirt. When they turned the San Diego River into a flood control channel, there was a lot of extra dirt. So they used that for filling and all that development there.
This is when the Friends of the Famosa Slough was created, in order to help the city of San Diego restore the habitat that is surrounding the slough. Thanks to this volunteer organization, native plants are now making a comeback on the banks surrounding the Famosa Slough. Roughly 48 different types of birds call the Famosa Slough home. However, over 188 different species have been spotted there. The Friends don't only work with plants and birds, they also help improve the overall water quality in the slough. They did this by establishing a set of 3 large containment ponds at the south end of the slough. These ponds act like natural filters when it rains. They remove debris from the water before it enters the main body of water in the slough.
Excavated this channel, and then there's another channel to where the drain is, so that water can get through the ponds rather than just getting stuck in them. Like, when the soil was building up, water would just get stuck at the upper end, and then when it rained really hard, it would blow through. But we really wanted the water to be exposed to roots all the way through, so that's why we started trying to restore it like that.
Construction on this area started in 1999 and ended in 2004. When it was done, the 3 sediment ponds were built, and there was a new parking lot at the south end of the slough. In 2005, the Friends received enough grant money to remove construction rubble from the south side of West Point Loma Boulevard. When this project was completed, it added nearly an extra acre of wetland and native plant habitat. This island enhances the flow of water into the slough, making it easier for salt water to enter the southern parts. Although these plants are visually appealing, they serve no environmental purpose and in many cases hurt the native wildlife.
They grow up, take up water, nutrients, and habitat space that could be better used by our native species, and they also tend to grow up, dry out, and kind of thatch over other native plants.
we thought it would be fun to learn a little about birds, so we came down. And the reason they were doing it is there was a plan that the owner of the property wanted to put condos on this side and that side over there. And then he wanted to leave that part over there as a wet. So I started volunteering for that group, and trying to get people in the neighborhood to understand that there was an issue. So I was one of the, I was the simple-minded guy that just stood in front of grocery stores with an ironing board and petitions to get people to sign. And then I gradually learned more about it, and then I got on the board of the organization. And then I've been doing it ever since. That was probably in the mid-1980s. And then in 19... That's the agony of it, is that we can have human development, we can have human prosperity, and we can have wildlife as well. And we would probably have more prosperity and have a healthier environment, a human environment, if we would take care of the natural environment better.